before we get going,
Yep.
you're wearing a Batman shirt.
I am wearing a Batman shirt. I can't believe you noticed that.
Oh, come on. I've never been prouder than this moment.
I haven't. It's below the camera. How'd you notice that?
Yeah, but it's Batman.
You just sensed it? You saw the little edges and just sensed it?
I know exactly what's going on with that.
You really are the biggest fan.
You have to tell me.
Amanda's parents got it for me.
I love these people. Welcome back to Talking Story. My name is John Minton. That right there is my literary wingman.
Batman
of BookTube. Yeah, no doubt. Dude, I can't tell you how happy this makes me.
I gotta read more Batman now. Make it fit.
We're going a little later today.
Way later today.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and go through pretty quickly.
All right.
So we can get it to you, and you can do the magic you do as a producer, the best producer out there, and we can get it out in some kind of timely manner. So none of your shenanigans.
Well, you know the reason these videos are so long is because of me. It's always me.
Well, I think I'll get back up on that. From all the people out there, hey, welcome. Grab a frosty beverage. Speaking of, look at this. How cool is that?
That's nice.
That is so. This came from your uncle, the mad scientist at Inspiration Station. I'm going to put the link right down there. A metal tumbler with my name on it with a book dragon.
Wow.
Protecting his hoard. How cool is that?
Lovely.
He said he got tired of watching me drink out of a can.
Well, that's fair.
So I can't drink out of a can, so he sends me a metal tumbler. It's the same kind of.
That's
I was
nice.
looking. It's lovely, and he's a lovely human being. And if you want cool stuff like that, check out the link.
Absolutely.
And,
he makes all kinds of stuff.
He makes all kinds of awesome, cool stuff. And while you're down there, if you've had a week and you've been looking forward to Weekly Reader as much as we have, you get to come in and get a frosty beverage and hang out and talk about books and cool things and kind of get the stress and the ook off of the week if you had one, and just kind of sink yourself, get ready, get in a good place to attack the coming week. You know, if Weekly Reader's not enough for you, right down there while you're checking that out, what do we got? We got
Discord, Instagram.
And Discord and Twitter, and I mean, just we're all kinds of crazy stuff you can check out down there. Patreon.
Oh yeah, loads of things.
Check it all out. So anyway, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. We're so happy. Hey, even though we're going a little later, this is still one of our favorite parts of the week.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is I've been on pins and needles. I did my chores first. Usually I get to do this before the chores, but not today. I did my chores. So the whole time I'm like, oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait to do Weekly Read.
Well then, what'd you read?
Well, what did you read? Let me guess, nothing.
That you would be exactly correct.
Yes. We were really busy. It was a big week, so you didn't have time. But I did get some reading done. I actually started and finished The Blue Flames by Jacqueline Hagen. This is book 3 of the Riverfall Chronicles, book 3. I was pretty sure I'm only one behind now. Just sundering hours is all I have to catch up on. I had kind of saved this for my last read of spooky season because this has that, it's that Gaslamp Dickensian. It's a different type of fantasy series, and it has a nice thread of Lovecraftian type of horror bleeding through from one reality to another that's kind of interwoven through there. So I wanted to save this, and I had to get some time between books 2 and book 3, because let me tell you, that cliffhanger, I don't know if I wanted the answer. I don't know if I wanted to know what happened at the end of book 2, so I had to take a little bit of time before I got to book 3. I am so happy I got this in. I'm so happy I squeezed this in for spooky season. This was a great way to wrap up spooky season. This series, it's such a genre blender. There's so much going on. There's so much amazing things that you can attach yourself to, not the least of which are these characters and that cliffhanger she left us with from book 2. She suspends and holds this tension at the beginning of book 3 by catching up and clarifying with all of these other characters except this one answer that you're kind of on pins and needles on the edge of your seat to find out, but you don't really want to know, and she keeps you hanging there at the precipice on the end of your seat while you're catching up on all these other things, and then when she finally lowers the boom, it is just heartbreaking. And it doesn't stop there. Through the rest of the book, there is an emotional center. There is a earnestness to the emotionality of this book, and I can only attribute that to the artist going inward when she did this work. I know there were some things going on in her life from talking to her at the release party, and I just want to commend her for the work, and I want to commend her for the bravery and the commitment to go inward when she's creating her art, because it gave this emotionality and this journey of this meditation of guilt and sacrifice such a moral center and such an earnestness to it that it just rang so true to me and hit so true to me. This one, and I've been waiting, like I've been saying, this is that series that says trust no one, and you don't know who you can trust. You want to be all in on some of these characters that you love, but you just don't know if I can sleep at night if I am. This gives you the answers. The curtain is starting to be peeled back. We're starting to understand the pictures revealed here in this book 3, The Blue Flames. We kind of know pretty clearly what's going on and what side we're on. And she does it with an amazing plot device where from the end of book 2, and no spoilers here, everyone, the group we're following, the colonists, they are kind of thrown to the wind. They're kind of spread all around this world. So in this multi-POV edition, this multi-POV book 3, you're catching up with them all at different points, different places in the world. And what that allows you to do is, as you catch up with them, since they're spread out, you can start to look in so many different areas and different crevices and different cracks and get so many mysteries solved and answers, because she's able to turn her lens to so many different areas at one time in one book. And it was just masterfully done. And you get those answers, and by the end, when all the threads start to weave and come back together, by the end, again, there is this emotionality of heartbreak and sacrifice, and it's just everything I wanted to wrap up spooky season with. The answers are in book 3. Don't think she's going to string you on more than that, and the answers hit home so well. I just really enjoyed my time with this. I had to reach out and message her right away and let me tell her how much I enjoyed this and the importance of the book as well, because this is that story of how story can be twisted and pulled and changed into this insidious way. What if something happened in the history of a world that kind of was that focal point that changed everything going afterwards? And what if story was employed in this insidious nature of propaganda through culture, through a lens of looking at the past history in not the exact right way, but a way that people you can get on board with. It's that old lesson of, if I stand on a street corner and I say something long enough and loud enough and fully believe it myself, some others are going to begin to believe me. And this is such an interesting look at how you can deploy story through bureaucracy, into culture, into history that is not that far back, and you can start to make people pick a side and draw a line and divide themselves, even though they're not that different if it's all said and done. But you still have people pushing aside and drawing lines and separating and dehumanizing, all through the use of story. So much going on, so topical, so timely, and just an important work, and I absolutely had to reach out and tell her how much I appreciated it. If you have not started the Riverfall Chronicles, you're doing this self-published thing wrong. You're doing this indie book thing wrong, man. You should jump on. This is a series you should absolutely jump on, and the characters will just infect you and not let go. Even though you're not sure if you should be all in on them or not. But by book 3, you get those answers, and it was absolutely wonderful, and that was a great way to wrap up spooky season.
How was it compared to the others in the series, and how was it compared to your month?
I don't think it'll be up there for book of the month, because I got some huge contenders for that. But
sure,
I will say, as far as in the series, if it's not my fave, it would be tough. It would be a tough battle to not say it was my fave of the 3 so far, because I got those answers I've been waiting for.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. And then after that, I had a little bit of time left Actually, I didn't have any time left. That was the last day of October. It was time to start November. So after that, I had to start November. And look, I wanted to do nothing more than launch myself into November, a cornucopia of story we're going to have here on the channel by wrapping up or getting current with The Bound and the Broken by Ryan Cahill. So I grabbed, this is the last novella that's out. This is the last bit, except the short story. I do have the short story. I will be catching up on that when I can fit that in a crack here or there. But this is the last novella that's out until the new book comes out, I believe, next year in 2025. So I have read this. I read it in a couple sittings, and I'm going to say the same thing again. Each book I pick up from Ryan Cahill, I don't know what's more thrilling, the characters and the adventure I go on, or his personal journey as a writer and how much by leaps and bounds he's growing. This, and again, I'm going to talk in real broad terms. So if you haven't started Bound and the Broken, you haven't got to this point, it's Dragger Rider fantasy, and this is an adventure to go and get a dragon's egg that they dramatically need. So it is that story of this adventure of a group of people going together to get a dragon's egg, but it's more than that. It's more than that. He's gotten to the point as a storyteller and an artist that it's a story about a father and sons and a life lived, and what that life lived has, how that's left a mark on him, and how he goes forward with those marks and bruises from past battles. Again, a story about grief and guilt and overcoming and sacrifice and stepping up over and over again, even though you have to overcome the pain of doing that, the love of a father and his sons. All of this emotionality he is packing into this. And where I started with this journey was like, oh, I wish he would slow down this rollicking adventure just enough for me to peek off to the edges and see a little bit more of an emotional life to these characters so I could start to know who they are. Now he's able to interweave those two in this novella. It's about 180 pages long, and the action does not let up, quite honestly. Very, very few moments does it, but it is always there. It is always a breathtaking, rollicking adventure, but at the same time, that emotionality is present. The slowdowns are just enough to interject that in, and you get just enough of that to win the high moments, these huge set piece moments of these battles and things going on, hit you. You're carrying that emotionality of the characters into it. So the impact of what these characters are going through in these high dramatic moments is even more tense for you because you're having more of a connection with them. So he's gotten to the point now as a storyteller, he can interweave those two and never let go of one and the other. He doesn't have to have a slowdown to show you that emotional center of these characters. It's intermingled all the way through. It's such an amazing step that he's taken. I enjoyed it so much. And I think, look, I know before this, I said I got the lapel pin. I ordered my car flag. My favorite character was Dane. I was all in. I think I got to make a switch.
Really? Who's your favorite character then?
I think look, I got to go Aeson. I got to go the patriarch. I got to go the dad. Speaks to me in the same way that Dalinar does from Stormlight Archive. This so much he's been through trying to stay steadfast in a moral center and fight for what he knows is right and not give up, even though it would be such an easy call to pull his sons to safety and live a life walking away from a battle. He's unable to do that. He's unable to let go of his moral core, his moral center. It's just such. I'm telling you, I think I'm going to have to be all in on Ace, and I think that's my favorite character here in The Bound and the Broken.
Interesting. And would you say some of the enjoyment that you're having for the series is similar to you were with Red Rising, where you're kind of watching the author grow? Oh, absolutely. That's such a wonderful parallel, because when I started the beginning, I really enjoyed Red Rising, and here too, at the beginning of Red Rising, you can kind of see what he's springboarding off of to build this, right? Yeah, absolutely.
You can definitely see his influences and call it an homage or a pastiche or whatever. You can definitely see where he's come from, what he's doing. And just like by this, at this point, you can see in the beginning of where Ryan Cahill's coming from and what spurred him on to write this and the kind of stuff he loves. by this one, the world becomes so much vaster and more inventive. Things that's like, okay, I haven't quite seen that portrayed. I haven't quite seen a fantasy world portrayed quite like that. Now he's starting to create and move into his own territory just completely from where he started. And it's just thrilling. It's just thrilling. I have had such a great time, and I can't wait for the new book coming up in 2025.
Also, now you're caught up. Now you got to wait like everyone else.
Right? How crummy is that? But let me tell you, this guy punches the clock. That book is coming like he finds the chair. This is a writer that is a blue collar, finds the chair and punches the clock and puts his work in. And I'm positive. Well, the arcs are already out, so I'm positive it's coming out next year.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's not going to be that horrible of a wait. And I can't wait. This is a big buddy read. I can't wait to get together with everybody and talk about not only this one. Maybe I'm not sure if everyone will have read this one yet, but I just couldn't wait. But we'll be talking about Of War and Ruin, which is the last, main volume. And if you're just doing the main volumes of Bound of the Broken, oh man, do yourself a favor and pick up these novellas because they flesh everything out, including the emotional core of these characters. You're just missing out if you don't do the novellas. They're absolutely, I would say, required reading for the series. And I blew through this so quick, like I had a little sliver of extra time.
Yeah.
So hadn't done any comics for a while.
Oh, hey, yeah.
So I grabbed this is the other collected Berserker Bloodlines, which is kind of fills in through the history of this undying immortal warrior that I read about in the first couple trades of the Berserker series. And this is the last one that's out. I think Berserker Bloodlines Volume 2 is out in December. But at this point, I am caught up, which means I have the green light to grab the novel that Keanu Reeves and China Miéville did together about this character. I wanted to have all the comics read and under my belt before I did that. And this kind of, this is kind of a desert adventure, while he's in the desert walking around and then in Atlanta. So this has two stories as he's moving through the entire history of our species, different places, and he just is this undying immortal warrior trying to find a reason for it all. And it's kind of cool. I really did enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to grabbing that novella because I do want to see. That's a pairing I want to see. Keanu Reeves and China Miéville.
That's a pairing I would not have thought of.
That was not on my fantasy publication bingo card.
No, surely it was on no one's bingo card.
Two people are going to get together to crank out a book. That does not make my bingo card, so I absolutely want to check it out. And now I have the green light to do so. After that, I kind of wanted to start with the Patreon read because they vote all month, and it was an Adrian Tchaikovsky read, and I enjoyed my first one so much. And if that interests you at all, you can kind of see how to do it. We can throw that in right now, right?
Absolutely. We'll see you back here in just a minute.
Hey, just a quick break from the show to say a very special thank you to all of our correspondents, our directors, and our producers here that help us build the channel. Together, they do so many things. They help us make decisions. They help us keep the lights on and keep rolling, all the way up to taking over our channel once a month and getting their content on our channel. If you're interested and you have any questions about it, right down there in the description box under the Patreon link, you can find out all about it. And just a very special thank you to all of these people. Now, back to the show. So they do voting all week, and it's like they voted in. I can't. It's one I wasn't that aware of.
Dogs of War.
Dogs of War, and it's taken a while to come in. I think it's.
Oh, you don't have it yet?
No, I think it's a UK edition. It takes a while to ship in or something.
Oh, okay.
I kind of wanted to grab it and start it. I was excited to get back into Adrian Tchaikovsky. It has not come in yet. So, hey, this is how massively, amazingly, the month of November, a cornucopia of story is stacked up with great stories to read. I just grabbed and started Michael R. Miller's The Songs of Chaos Book 2 Unbound. I said, why wait? We're going to sit and talk with Michael R. Miller at Dragonsteel. I so much enjoyed the first book, Ascendant. I've been wanting to get back to Talia and Holt and Ash and Pyra and everyone else. And it's like, the first 100 pages was like, bang. I've read 100 pages already. I couldn't believe it. Like, this is going to go so fast for me because I've been wanting to get back to these characters anyway. And at the very beginning, he kind of throws a little morsel out there that I didn't know I wanted, and I do. This multi-POV is kind of going back and forth between Talia and Holt, the two main POVs, I would say. And he also throws out, no spoilers, but he throws out a POV that's in the hideous scourge, this overwhelming insectoid zombie herd that's coming for humanity, and there's a personality right in the middle of that he can now pull a POV from that. So you kind of get glimpses into the darkness that's coming, right? It's fun. It's so much fun. So with a progression fantasy like this, we're even though this is book 2, Talia and Holt, these young dragon riders, these young leaders, never expected to find themselves in this position. It's just so much fun to see them trying to get their footing, what they need to do to be able to answer Destiny's call that this world is foisting on them or pushing them towards. I'm telling you, so much fun. If you enjoy if you're like a fan of Aragon or Bound of the Broken or Dragon Rider fantasy, just in general, this is such a great series. I guess maybe it's more popular than I think it is, but I don't see it talked enough about, really. I think this is just so much fun. The characters are a bit younger. At this stage, they're, I would say, around that 16, 17. The dragons are hatchlings, so they as well are coming into their power. And it's got such a wonderful level of inner space and connectivity and connection that this is where the power is drawn from. And that's so wonderfully juxtaposed by this inhuman insectoid zombified horde that is just coming down for all of humanity. I'm telling you, it's that escapism. It's that fun ride that you sit down and it's like, I think I could get a chapter or so read. I've got a little bit of extra time. And you look up, it's like, oh man, I just crashed through the first 100 pages of that. And I just completely lost time when I did it. So that's man. When a story takes you out of the world and you lose time, you look up and you've lost time. That's when you know you're transported. And Unbound, absolutely. The first 100 pages did that for me like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, such a great time. So what's going to come up after Unbound? Because obviously I'll finish that this week sometime.
Well, at the speed you read.
Yeah. So if Dogs of War is here and I can crash through that really quickly, I might. But for sure, I have this to get to. The Other Valley by Scott Alexander Howard. This is Book Club with the Misses this month. The month of November, we do Book Club with the Misses here once a month, and this was her choice. So this is that time travel. Let me tell you, Book Club with the Misses, I haven't read this yet, but the people that have already started reading it are already hitting the Discord and talking about this. And I believe
they've been transformed by this book.
I'm pretty sure it was Grufe maybe that said when he read this or finished it, he had to go take a walk.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I think his answer to this was, that hit me to the point where I have to go take a lap. I need a piece of hard candy and to take a lap. I gotta clear the noggin. I can't even deal with that. So this is a doctor of philosophy. I hear this is it's gonna change the way you maybe look at things. I cannot wait to start this. And the amazing thing is if you want to come along with this, we'll put the link down there to grab the book, right?
Absolutely. Yes, we will.
Okay. If you want to read along with us, like I say, when I start, I'm going to check in nightly on Discord. We'll be talking back and forth. And then when we do our book club with the missus coming up later on in the month, Mr. Scott Alexander Howard will be joining us. So if you want to join us on Discord, maybe get some questions that you have after you've read the book, maybe we can get those questions in front of the author for you. And it can be like just a fun book club experience. And you can hang out with us and read what I hear is an amazing, amazing book.
It sounds like everyone is enjoying it.
Yeah, I've yet to hear anyone on the Discord yet that's hasn't really dug it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it doesn't sound like it's the happiest book. It sounds pretty deep, but
No, it's
people think highly of it. Maybe is the better way to say.
Maybe that's a better way to say it. But so if Dogs of War isn't in by the time I finish this, I will be grabbing this.
I hope Dogs of War comes in for you.
Oh, I mean, it'll come in before the end of the month.
It better.
Yeah. And then just this and Dogs of War, and then that just leaves the big whomper.
The very big whomper.
Yeah. It's a very big whomper. We'll
How
get to that later.
Well, is it looming over you? Are you scared?
Let me tell you, I've heard so many comments about it. This is Rhythm of War for our Cosmere catch-up is what we're talking about. I've heard so many comments. I'm chomping at the bit to get to it. I'm trying to give myself like the last 2 weeks of the month free and clear.
If people said they think you'll like it?
I hear it's like I've heard, and what I said before is, it's not everyone's favorite, but I've heard from people that it is their favorite.
Oh, okay.
And they think it's going to be kind of special for me. So I'm excited to get into it. So, hey, last week on the channel, you should remember, you should pass this quiz. I
remember one. It's been a day. I remember one of them, and it was very special.
It was very special. Before that, we did our... I can't believe you don't remember. You were freaking in this. We did our shelf tours.
Oh, man. Of course we did. Yeah.
Yeah, we turned the lights on. We did a studio tour, a shelf tour.
I gotta take a
let
nap.
Everyone, yeah, you need one. Let everybody see behind the scenes. It was a lot of fun to do. And then, of course, it was time for Town Square.
Which was amazing.
It was every month, I'm telling you, every month when Town Square hits, that is so much fun for us to turn the cameras the other way and let the community take over. Because let's face it, we don't do a great job here.
No, we suck.
Yeah, it's far more fun to turn the camera around. It's so great. So great. So
if you haven't checked it out, please do.
Yeah,
it was unhinged.
It was unhinged. I think submissions are and heartfelt and emotional. And, and I mean, this community is just we say it every time, every week. It's just the best. And then the craziness hits there by the end. And I'm sure people are already sending in submissions for this month. So
I've already gotten like 3 emails, I think, with people's submissions.
Can't wait. So next week, this is a no-brainer. First week of December, you know what we're going to do, right?
You got to do a wrap-up.
Going to wrap up everything we read in October, everything we read for spooky season, and pick a book of the month.
Scary. How do you feel?
I'm pretty sure what it's going to be.
I'm pretty sure what it's going to be, too.
That's all I'm going to say. I kind of go back and forth because it was spooky season.
No, you know what it's going to be.
I'm pretty sure.
I think everyone knows what it's going to be.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So we're going to wrap up October, and then after that, it is time again to thank this amazing community and do a big book haul.
Ooh, and some big thanks you will have.
Oh, let me tell you, some people, I think some late things came in I think they were meant for the birthday book haul, but they came in a bit later.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Wow. So I cannot wait to take the time and highlight some folks and thank them. Again, just the most amazing community out there.
I won't spoil, of course, what it is or what happened, but the person in question that ordered it messaged me and said, "When are you guys showing it on camera? When's the book haul coming?" I was like, "Dude, you will get thanked. Believe me."
Oh yeah. No.
You were beyond generous. Both of them. 2 people were involved.
Way beyond. Yeah. And so many others. Like I'm looking at the stats over there. It's like so many others.
Yeah.
So many others. But there's some other exciting things I do want to talk about next week.
Okay.
That are happening. On Wednesday, I believe 1:00 in the afternoon Eastern time, I'm going to be on NLR, Nerd Level Rising, and we are going to have our BookTube D&D session. We have our Dungeon Master from the UK, Will, I think, is going to be there. I've been talking back and forth a little bit with him. He's just the gentleman, kindest guy. Talking a little bit on Instagram with him. I cannot wait to be able to talk with him a little bit longer, and I cannot wait to try D&D. Like I played it one time in high school, and this is how excited I am. I think you have a picture you can throw it up.
I do have a picture.
This is how excited I am. I bought special dice. Check this out. Check out. Is it going to be? Where is it? Is it here? Are you just cutting for me?
It's somewhere.
I got special dice with tentacles on it.
I gotta say, whoever this magnificent professional DM is that is kindly hosting, I'm scared for them. Any situation where you are given the power to use your imagination and make things up, whoever's on the other end of that is going to have a time moving around.
Dude, but it's me and Jake from Nerd Level Rising, and I believe Chance and Brian from BellTube. Like, this is the guy's gonna have to herd rabid cats. Like, it's not gonna be it's gonna be. He might leave D&D forever after this. Like he said, that's it. I'm not. I don't do this anymore.
I believe in him because he's a professional, but I don't envy him. It's gonna be a rough job.
Well, I can't wait for it.
I know you can.
That's going to be on Nerd Level Rising, Jake's channel, 1:00 Wednesday, Eastern time, I believe. And then another big, I can't wait for this, man. Thursday night, I think it's at 7 Eastern, if I got my time changes different and right. I'm going to be on BellTube to celebrate 1 year of Brian on BookTube.
Huge congrats to Brian.
One huge congratulations for my brother from the north for his year anniversary of being on BookTube. I can't wait to congratulate him face to face. So check that out. That'll be on BellTube, I think 7:00 Thursday evening, and I can't wait for that. So that's going to be, look, that's a packed week, man.
That's a very packed week.
We might want to, you might want to take some of these and do them for me.
I'm busy.
You know why you're not disappointing me today? Because you're wearing a Batman shirt.
Do I get a pass? I can say more things.
You get a pass. You're going to completely get a pass. And that is it for us today, really. I haven't really been watching much because I've really been reading. I've watched my Spurs and caught some more games, and I'm very happy with the way they're looking. And the season is unfolding. The early season is unfolding. But other than that, I really hadn't caught anything. So I'm still a little bit behind on the Penguin, but I will catch up. But that's it for us, man. Do you have anything before we go?
I have nothing. This is disappointing to me because we ended the last weekly reader the same thing, and I said I have nothing.
Look, that's not true. It was a very exciting week for us on our.
It was, with a lot of things we can't talk about yet.
We can't. They're very secret super projects. But it was a very exciting week. And it was very busy, and you did do a lot. We just can't unveil all that yet.
Maybe the upsetness is that I haven't finished the Gallant yet. I've been itching to go back to it. That's what my.
Where are you at? How far in?
I am 66% of the way done.
Oh man, you're close.
I know. I could wrap it up so easily.
You're close. That's next month for me. If I get to that and finish it before you in December.
If you get to it and finish it before me in December, something has gone horribly wrong. I am dead somewhere. Yeah. I will finish this.
Well,
novella.
let's not. You know what? That's not.
I am cold and in a ditch. Someone find me.
That's it. I'm going to put one of those air tags up your butt or something.
Why?
Now you worried me. Because I got to find you cold in a ditch, apparently.
These are the kind of moves you're going to be pulling in D&D, and people are going to get scared of you.
Oh, do you think I could do an air tag up the butt in D&D? Is that an actual move? Can I roll for that?
I don't think air tags were in the medieval times. But you can surely try.
I'll bring one, because you can invent things in D&D, Dave. It'd be like, can I find a rudimentary lathe? Can I... Oh, that's it for us. I hope you all have had the most amazing week. I hope it was low stress. I hope it was filled with 5-star reads. Thank you so much for joining us, hanging out, talking about books a little bit. Let us know what you've been reading this week. Let us know how your month started out, what you grabbed to start the month out with. Hit us in comments down there and let us know. I'm going to answer comments as quickly as I humanly can because, that's the whole reason why we started this channel, was to talk about the books we love with people that love books like we do. And while you're down there, that little thumbs up button, you might not even think about it. might not even enter your mind, but you know what? It's such an amazing, easy way to support the channel and everything we do here. Helps us grow, helps us meet new people to hang out and talk about books with. So just hit that while you're down there. It's so important to us. And the last thing, while you're down there, if maybe this is your first time, like, what is Weekly Reader? And you just want to check it out, or maybe your first couple times and you haven't hit that subscription button yet, I don't know, man. I cannot tell you how amazing this community is enough. And for you to come in and join it and be part of us and hang out and see things month in and month out, like Book Club with the Misses in Town Square, and have a group that you know you can talk to it and enjoy story with. That when you hit that little subscription button, boop, no time at all, takes a microsecond, and it's going to give all that to you, and it's going to give you a tingle. It's a scientific fact.
Unfortunately,
The scientific papers on the Discord. Check it out. Check out our Discord. Check out all of that. That is it for us, man. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll hopefully see you this week on our stuff and D&D and Brian's channel as well.
That'll be fun.
You gonna pop in on Brian's channel and
I'll pop in.
Yeah. Well, you should probably plan on it. Just pop in for a minute and just say congrats.
Oh, like on camera?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just meant in chat. People won't want me on camera.
No, pop in on... Give it 5 minutes, pop in and say congrats.
Okay, I will do that.
All right, that's what I want to hear. Thanks so much. My name is John Minton. That is...
Namtab. It's
that
Batman
means.
Backwards. I thought I could do like an Alucard and be like reverse Dracula.
No.
But for Batman.
Everyone knows what Alucard is. No one knows...
Namtab.
Well, no one knows Namtab.
Got to do a Namtab comic. Someone get on that.
That's like me saying, thank you so much for joining us. This is Nahaj Luap Notnim. Because that's my full name backwards.
It is. Well done.
That's impressive, isn't it?
We should start a second channel.
This one's I think this one annoys people enough. Thanks so much. My name is John. My name is John. And this has been Talking Story.